This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
Middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
Middleman. Middleman.
No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turned losses to losses, then flipped it to passion.
Souls of Thought. Disclaimer. This live stream is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. Statements made are opinions, satire, or hypothetical discussion and should not be interpreted as factual claims. We are not journalists, attorneys, or professionals. We are reacting to publicly available information. No statements should be construed as accusations or assertions of wrongdoing. By viewing this content, you acknowledge that you are responsible for your own interpretations. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah. This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
Middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
Middleman. Middleman.
No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turned losses to losses, then flipped it to passion. No middle, no filter. No hand in my plate, if I want it, I'm going, I don't hesitate. Independent mindset, I control my fate. Now they watch how I move like it's up for debate.
No middleman.
No middleman.
Everything I touch, I command.
No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect.
No middleman, I move with intent.
You tapped in.
Middleman, I move.
This is no middleman.
Middleman, I
I stick by souls where pressure gets applied and results get respected.
Yeah.
Yeah. This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
Middleman. Middleman.
No middleman.
Middleman. Middleman.
No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turned losses to losses, then flipped it to passion. No middle, no filter. No hand in my plate, if I want it, I'm going, I don't hesitate. Independent mindset, I control my fate. Now they watch how I move like it's up for debate.
No middleman.
No middleman.
Everything I touch, I command.
No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect.
Yeah, that was hot, y'all. That was hot. That opening. I was like, whoa. So y'all just threw that on me like that. That was like that. Oh, it had me so excited. Y'all should. What is good? What is good, YouTube family? I am your girl, Soft Rain, and welcome back. You are tuned in to the No Middleman panel, where bold conversations meet raw perspective, and the truth is never filtered. This is the space where ideas get challenged, honesty takes center stage, and real dialogue always rises above the noise. So settle in because tonight's conversation is one worth having, as always. And let me introduce, I'm not here alone. First of all, we have the founder, the visionary behind this platform, and the Raw Society Coalition, the one who continues to set the tone, Souls of Thought. And we have bringing his signature unfiltered perspective and undeniable presence, as always, Uncle Plug TV.
Cool.
Uncle Plug. So
What's that?
everybody that's in the chat, welcome in, welcome in. We appreciate y'all being here. Everybody starting to file in. And drop those TWRs for souls, the plug emojis for Uncle Plug, and raindrops or umbrellas for me, Soft Rain. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the stream with someone who appreciates real conversations. Souls, what you got for us tonight?
Thank you, Rain. Such a beautiful opening. We almost got halfway to 100 people already watching. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. As you see, the super chats are open. And also don't forget to follow my team right here at the bottom, Uncle Plug TV and Soft Rain for the No Middleman. They all are dropping content. Shout out to Rain. She did Driveway Diaries today. Shout out to Rain for dropping the Driveway Diary. Shout out to Plug with Plug and Doe. They just tuned in there. Make sure y'all go check that out. And of course, we got the greatest sports show on prime time, 1181. Pressure plays, baby, from the bayou to the turf. Best sports show on earth. And you know what I mean? Then you got the best hotline that you can call in for every Thursday night. Your favorite white girl, black girl adjacent. She's from the hood. She might not look like it, but she's from the hood, guys. She even does hair for those. Yeah. So y'all make sure y'all click the like button. But biggest thing y'all could do for all of us here on the stage tonight is make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. Go subscribe to all channels, Uncle Plug TV, Soft Rain. Make sure you go plug into our other homies too that make up the whole Raw Society Coalition. Classic Codes, who had a live today. Also Tez Down, who had a great live today as well. Make sure y'all tune in with everybody that's part of the Raw Society. And y'all will see a new change in the future. I'm going to change my page to Souls of Thought Network because we are creating a production on this side of YouTube. This is not your standard watching videos, reaction, panel. We are creating a production, so you will see that name change soon to Souls of Thought Network, because this is going to be a network we're speaking into existence. 2027, we'll have everything on here, even me and Plug commentating sports. So everybody, man, shout out. But for real, y'all, we got a very, very intense conversation planned for tonight. For y'all who don't know, my hometown has made national.
Did y'all?
National news. As you see in the background today, we had 8 children become unalived by their father in Shreveport, Louisiana, my small hometown, the Ratchet City, as we call it, hey, baby. You know what I mean? So we got all those things going on down there, but we're going to have a very serious conversation tonight about this topic. And also we sparked this actually Classic sparked this conversation, not knowing that the tragedy was around the corner. So shout out to Classic with the great show last Saturday afternoon or night. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. But y'all tune in, man. This is part 3 of Our Youth Needs Us. And I think it's even more apparent today. But y'all know we can't start anything off with not giving you guys the best news, the best hotline in the nation. We got the one and only Radar with Rain.
You're locked into On the Radar with Rain, hot topics, bold takes, and no filter on the forecast. Let's see what's making noise this week.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to On the Radar with Rain. On Mondays, we do Radar After Dark, where we step away from the gossip and focus on stories that leave more questions than answers. Tonight, I have 3 stories for you. A tragic domestic case out of Virginia involving a former high-ranking public official, a line of duty death in Chicago now under renewed scrutiny, and a developing story involving deaths connected to sensitive government research environments. So 3 stories, all raising the same question, hey, what really happened? So let's get into it. Our first segment, we're going to go over to Virginia, where a tragic domestic case involving Justin Fairfax is now drawing attention, not just for how it ended, but for who he was and what led up to it. He is a former lieutenant governor of Virginia, once considered a rising figure in national politics. He served as the second highest elected official in that state and was at one point positioned to potentially step into the governor's role during a major political controversy. His career was also marked by serious allegations in 2019, which he denied and was never criminally charged for, yet they significantly impacted his political future. So forwarding to what's happening now, authorities have said that both Fairfax and his wife were found unalived inside their home, which is being investigated as a self-deletion and unaliving case. I'm trying to stick with words that we can use
Yes,
so we
yes.
don't get flagged. But the deeper story is in the months that lead up to it. Court records show a contentious divorce, custody disputes, financial disagreements, a court order requiring him to leave the home. So there were also documented concerns about alcohol use, isolation, and a breakdown in the family dynamic. So
Say on one hand this investigation is cut and dry, but it's complicated in some others. Police say there is no doubt the former lieutenant governor is the shooter, but what set him off may take a little bit longer to nail down. Though we're learning tonight that mounting marital issues and a pending divorce were fueling years of turmoil inside the Fairfax family home. He was once the second most powerful statewide politician in Virginia. Tonight, he's at the center of a murder-suicide investigation. Fairfax County police say former Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and killed his wife, Serena, a well-known dentist, in the basement of the family's Annandale home. Police say after shooting his wife, Justin then ran upstairs to the primary bedroom and shot himself. The couple and their two teenage children were in the throes of what police describe as a messy divorce.
It all kind of culminated last night when Justin Fairfax shot several times, killed his wife, ran to a different part of the home, and then killed himself.
According to court documents obtained by News 4, Serena Fairfax filed for divorce from Justin in 2025. Just last month, a Fairfax County judge granted custody of the children to Serena and ordered Justin to move out of the home by the end of April. In the custody opinion, a judge wrote, quote, "The wife testified that heavy daily alcohol consumption by the father has become the norm." The court documents say Justin Fairfax spiraled into alcoholism and isolated himself from family involvement following the 2019 sexual assault allegations against him while he was in office. Allegations he denied, but still weighed on him tremendously, the judge wrote. During the custody battle, the judge also found, quote, "The evidence also showed that in 2022, the father purchased a handgun with money intended for his children's horseback riding lessons." During the divorce proceedings, Serena Fairfax installed cameras throughout the family's home, according to police. Police say those cameras were rolling last night, just like they were back in January when Justin called police to claim that Serena had assaulted him.
We reviewed those cameras and we corroborated that the alleged assault never occurred.
Court documents show evidence that Serena Fairfax was actively involved in her children's lives, finding no evidence that Serena ever engaged in inappropriate conduct and maintained great relationships with the two kids. The court found, however, that Justin was currently unable to have a healthy relationship with his kids due to his alcohol use and self-isolation within the home. The family's internal struggles were even becoming apparent to neighbors, according to Peter DeMeo.
Just amazed, shocked, and because I knew them.
DeMeo says it was clear Serena and Justin had some marital issues, but he would have never imagined it would end with both parents dead and detectives carrying out backpacks and lacrosse sticks, apparently belonging to the two kids.
Anything like this is upsetting, and then you think
yeah. So that's 2 lives lost. Children without both parents now. Do y'all think like this situation could have been recognized earlier, or was it something no one could have stopped?
I think we should save it for this is perfect, Rain. I didn't know. Hey y'all, when Rain create these storylines, I don't know what it is gonna be, but Rain, you right on the money tonight. We're gonna be able to tie. We'll be able to tie this in.
Okay.
I like
All
this.
right.
Thank you, Rain. Great job.
So we're gonna go ahead and move on then. The next story shows what happens when everything unfolds in real time under pressure. So in Chicago, a case from last year is now back in the spotlight after newly released video brought new attention to the death of Officer Crystal Rivera. Rivera was a Chicago police officer who died during a foot pursuit inside an apartment building back in June of 2025. At the time, the department described the incident as accidental. but the newly released footage shows a more detailed sequence of events. Officers were pursuing a suspect believed to be armed, moving quickly through a building into a confined and high-risk environment. As they reached an apartment unit, another individual inside appeared to raise what looked like a weapon, and in that moment, Rivera's partner turned, fired his weapon, striking her from behind. Her death was later ruled a homicide, but the investigation is now focused on not just the shot, but what happened after. That video shows that after the shot was fired, her partner moved away from the immediate scene, radioing for help. There was a delay and before he returned to her. So the timeline is sketchy and it's a key issue now because allegedly her family has filed a lawsuit alleging reckless behavior, failure to provide immediate aid, and raising questions about a prior romantic relationship between both of them. So those claims haven't been proven. But on the other side, the police union and the officers' legal team say that this was a tragic accident, a loss of footing, an unintentional discharge, that he acted within the department policy and training. So, I mean,
See what they gotta say, man. It's crazy.
mm,
We have some newly released body camera footage today showing the moments leading up to and the immediate aftermath of a deadly shooting of a Chicago police officer at the hands of her own partner. Now, the police union contends the incident back in June was the result of an accidental discharge as officers were chasing suspects into an apartment complex on the city's south side. Investigative reporter Bennett Haberly is joining us now to explain the timing behind all of this. Bennett.
Yeah, Alex, we're about to show you these videos, but first, as you mentioned, it's important to address the context of why they're being released now. And it comes actually months after NBC5 investigates and other news outlets in Chicago went to court asking the judge overseeing the criminal cases of the suspects in this case to release these videos. Well, the judge initially denied that request, but an appellate court overturned her ruling, which is what led us to file another request that they be made public.
Let me see your hands, bro.
You're looking at body camera footage from Officer Carlos Baker as he and his partner, Crystal Rivera, pursue a suspect into a Chatham apartment on June 5th, 2025. As they run up the stairs, Officer Baker kicks open the door of an apartment. 20 seconds after that shot is fired, which we now know came from Officer Baker's gun, we can hear a dispatcher on the radio.
Crystal, you got it? 10-1, shot fired at the police. In the ambulance now. I can't get my partner.
More than 90 seconds go by before Officer Baker heads back down the stairs, initially stepping over Officer Crystal Rivera, who can be seen bleeding. He then begins to drag her down the stairs and tells fellow officers to transport her. We've blurred that portion of the video. This wrongful death lawsuit filed against Baker and the city in December on behalf of Crystal Rivera's family criticizes Baker's actions that night, alleging he was reckless, failed to apply pressure to stop the bleeding, or disclose to dispatch that it was his gun that fired. It also alleges the two were previously romantically involved, that Crystal had broken things off, complained about her partner's...
Right. You're creating the show. Like, man, let me give you a round of applause. Like, I don't think people understand. And she did this before the show. She had this up last night.
yeah.
Boy, this show about
Did it while I was doing my live.
yeah, man. Shout out to the guy. Yeah, man. This is about to be a real spill show right tonight, man. This is for real. Like, this is going to be
reckless is too
a
superior.
Very direct show tonight.
Yeah.
We're
We're gonna be speaking on all of it, and we can move forward.
No,
So-
finish your thing. Finish your thing, though.
Okay. So I was gonna ask, do y'all think there was a split second mistake, or should the response have been different for him? Or do you think he was like in a high pressure environment at the time where he couldn't
I
properly
think he-
process everything?
I think he achieved the goal he wanted to achieve.
3 words: calculated.
Yeah, yeah. He achieved the thing he wanted, and like he achieved what he wanted to achieve, and he knew the situation was it was just a perfectly calculated situation. And you can look at this from so many views, but there's a million cops who don't apply pressure to people, or like you see this worldwide. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a very unique case. Yeah, man. But man, great job, Ray. Great
All
job.
right.
This is all.
And so this last story, and while that case right there is being examined moment by moment, our final story raises I thought it was so interesting. Raises questions for a completely different reason, not because of what we can see, but because of what we don't fully know. So, according to reporting from CBS News, multiple deaths and disappearances over time have involved individuals connected to sensitive U.S. government research environments. So, these are not like random individuals, right? These are scientists, engineers, and specialists working in the areas tied to national security, including nuclear research, aerospace systems, and defense technology. So some were found deceased under unclear or unexpected circumstances, while others were just reported missing before later being located. So while each case has its own explanation, the concern is not about one situation, it's about the number of incidents over time. Officials have stated clearly that there is no confirmed evidence linking all of these cases together. They point to individual causes, health issues, personal situations, unrelated events. But here's where the tension comes in. These individuals work in environments where information is tightly controlled and public access is limited. And when multiple incidents happen in spaces the public doesn't fully understand, questions grow. So,
All right, let's play what they got.
There's definitely a lot of questions surrounding this because at least 10 of those scientists, military officials, and employees, as you mentioned, who are tied to America's most sensitive nuclear and space programs have either just vanished or disappeared in the last few years. So we hope we'll break this down for you. We put this together. The cases span from July 2023 to now. In some, deaths remain unexplained or lack full public detail. In others, sudden disappearances with few answers. So check out some of these cases. Most recently, retired Air Force General William McCaslin vanished in February. He walked out of his Albuquerque home, leaving behind his phone. Previously, he oversaw some of the Pentagon's most advanced aerospace programs. Then check out this case also in February. Astrophysicist Carl Grillmer, who worked closely on NASA missions, was killed outside of his home. Police did arrest a suspect in that case. Then 8 months earlier, U.S. rocket scientist Monica Reza disappeared while hiking in California's Angeles National Forest. Records show she worked on advanced aerospace materials. I spoke to Congressman Eric Burleson, who's calling for an FBI investigation.
Well, these were not ordinary citizens. These are some of the most advanced scientists that are working on some of our most critical nation secrets. This has all of the hallmarks of a foreign operation. And so this is something that we need to be investigating.
yeah, so, their families are left searching for answers, colleagues are left with uncertainty, and the public is left trying to separate facts from speculation. So is this coincidence? Or are we simply missing pieces of a larger picture?
It's got to be something else going on.
That's
creepy.
It's 10 people in the span from 2023 to this, I think this year, if I'm not mistaken. And sometimes people just go missing. And they all work for like NASA, the nuclear energy, different government organizations. So it just seems weird. Y'all got anything? You muted, so.
So you muted.
Oh, I remember when my bad, y'all. I remember when the pandemic first started, man, and everybody got on that list. Like even people like RZA and all them got on that list, that banning list for like the vaccine and all that stuff, man. I mean, it might be more people. And I tell people all the time, bro, like in Albuquerque, I think I mentioned this early on in No Middleman when we first started about almost 9 months ago. I was stationed out there, and a lot of people don't know they have Sandia Labs out there. There's a lot of experiments that go on out there. That's where they experiment a lot of things on animals, allegedly. They also got weapons that are being worked on. They have weapons that can see through doors and all types of stuff, allegedly. And at that time, we used to get called out to the alarms because I was a nuclear security cop at the time. So we used to get called out to the alarms out there at Kirtland, at Albuquerque, dog. And there was a lot of stuff in that building. So none of that stuff shocks me that what he's seen, some of the paperwork he probably seen from the Pentagon, definitely true. Definitely true.
Yeah.
Security clearance.
Sandia Labs out there, dog.
All right. So we have 3 cases, different situations, of course, but all pointing to the same issue. How do we truly understand what happened when the full picture takes time to come together? So this has been Radar After Dark on the Radar with Rain. If you made it this far and you're catching this on a rewatch, make sure you drop a raindrop in the chat or an umbrella in the chat. Tell me which story disturbed you the most. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, of course, because over here we don't just report the headlines, we break down what they really mean.
She's in that
job, man.
bag, girl. You
Great
in
job.
your bag, girl.
You're locked into On the Radar with Rain, hot topics, bold takes, and no filter on the forecast. Let's see what's making noise this week.
Awesome job, man, for Radar with Rain, man. But we got something very, very, very special for y'all today, man. We got something that we've been waiting to do, man. This production could not go any further without this. It takes some time for greatness to go through, man. But I want to holler at y'all real quick, man. Let me talk to y'all. This is the real spill with Plug, man. No strips, no filters, just truth. You're getting into loyalty, friendship, and most importantly, the real spill behind it all. Not the surface level stuff, talking about who's really solid, who's just around when it's convenient, and what loyalty really costs you. So here we go, man, with the new segment, The Real Spill with Plug.
What's happening, RSC family? I appreciate y'all out here tonight. Let me ask y'all something real quick. At what point does loyalty turns into disrespect to yourself? No, seriously, think about it. Because a lot of people out here screaming, I'm loyal, I'm solid, I don't switch up. But the whole time, you stay in the situations that's been done with you. So what is that really? Is that loyalty or is it fear? See, people stay too long in relationships, friendships, and even jobs, not because it's right, because it's familiar. We got history. We've been through a lot. I don't want to start over. I get it. But let me tell you something. History don't mean you're supposed to keep suffering in the present. And here's where it gets real. Loyalty is supposed to go both ways. If you are the only one sacrificing, if you are the only one showing up, if you are the only one trying to fix it, that ain't loyalty. That's you abandoning yourself. And a lot of people don't like to hear that because it sounds harsh. But what's really harsh is staying somewhere you're not valued. Let me break it down even simpler. If you got to keep explaining your worth to somebody, you already lost that situation, because the right people, they don't need reminders. They recognize it. Now the real question is, how many of y'all stay too long in something that's already over? Be honest. Was you loyal or was you just comfortable? Because comfort will trap you longer than pain ever will. Pain will wake you up, but comfort will have you making excuses every day. And listen, walking away don't make you weak. That's what people get twisted. Sometimes walking away is the strongest thing you can do. That's self-respect. That's discipline. So at the end of the day, you got to decide, am I being loyal to them or am I being loyal to myself? Because if it costs you your peace, your sanity, your growth, it's too expensive, straight up. So choose wisely and act accordingly.
Yeah. Choose wisely, act accordingly. Yeah.
Nobody's doing show business like we doing show business. Nobody's doing show business like we're doing show business. Some of y'all niggas should be super chatting. This is the freest TV you ever gonna get in your life.
Yeah. Super chats are open, y'all.
This is the freest TV. Man, y'all, let me show this again. the Ford truck behind that nigga? Did y'all see the Ford? A Tampa Bay football behind
Let me see it. Let me see it again.
There you go. You got a Tampa Bay football to your leg. If you look close enough, Raymond James is over your back shoulder. You got to look at it closely, though. You know what I mean, man? You know what I mean? Like, you ain't getting this nowhere else, guys. You are not getting this nowhere else, dog.
Man, I was doing
no
that
middleman
last night.
network. Dog, we giving y'all real spill entertainment, dog. True segments. Everybody got their own wheelhouse. You only get this here. You only get this here. There's no one doing. We got to talk tonight. There's no one doing what we're doing. If you're not sharing this with a friend, dog, we got news. We got a white female anchor, nigga. We got news. We got news that you can use. You got somebody telling you about loyalty, friendship, choose wisely, act accordingly. The real spill with Plug. You can't get this nowhere else, man. You can't get this nowhere else, man, at all. You can't get, I'm telling y'all, hey, just know that y'all, we started here. The price of fame is not free, man. The price of fame is not free, man. But we appreciate everybody, man. Shout out to Plug for his new segment, man, The Real Spill with Plug. We're going to have to probably leave everybody on stage, Plug. For some reason, they had it frozen. But Rain said StreamYard is like doing something weird when you're bringing people up separately.
Yeah.
Okay. But great segment. We can hear everything you were saying. Beautiful, beautiful. It was beautiful. So shout out to Plug, man, for his new segment, man. We finally got the show all wrapped into. Everybody got their own segment, man. And then now we're gonna tune into the next segment, better known as Souls Talk.
Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually challenged a thought you believed was true? Not questioned someone else, yourself. See, we live in a world where information is constant, but reflection is rare. We scroll, we react, we move on, but we don't always sit with what something means. That's where this comes in. Souls Talks. These aren't long lectures. These aren't debates to win. These are quick moments, designed to disrupt your pattern of thinking, just enough to make you pause. Because growth doesn't always come from more information.
I'll give you an example of...
Sometimes it comes from seeing the same thing differently. So today, let's open up.
So shout out to there. We got some,
I think Drake is.
We got something for y'all today that we're going to be talking about on Souls Talk. Is whose lenses are we looking through? So there's been a lot of talks in the culture about Drake music, but I thought this gentleman put this in a very eloquent way, and we're going to talk about this for Souls Talks. Here we go.
The final form of Black culture. Du Bois elegantly described what makes Drake so difficult for American Black culture to accept. A movie people don't talk about enough is The Imitation of Life. This white passing woman was the daughter of this Black woman, and she hated her life so much that she decided that she was going to go off and live a life as a white woman. But that meant that she couldn't be in contact with her mother anymore. It brings up a pain point that throughout history, being Black wasn't something you could love. It was something you would flee if you had the opportunity. And this is a trauma that's generational that shows that we had an inability to exist fully in both worlds without fully losing a part of ourselves. Now, when you fast forward to Sinners and you look at that love that Stack had for his woman, at the end of the day, he said, hey, I'm happy for you to go and be with this white man and pass because a white future was safer than a Black present. Now, I think many of us see the hate for Drake today being a crabs in the barrel moment. But what most people don't talk about is that crabs weren't born in a barrel. They were put there. And so with that in mind, we act a certain way, not because that's our nature, but because of maybe the space that we were set in. So what does this look like? To me, it's kind of like what happens with Ebro. Uzi comes on and says, I don't want to rap over these old hip hop beats. And Ebro goes, you not hip hop. Drake's out here doing certain things and Ebro goes, that's not hip hop. And just the other day, I heard Ebro like, hip hop is F the police. Hip hop is, going against the grain. And to him, yes, that's true in part because hip hop had to exist in that way. but there is a path to an evolution if we are willing to take it. And that brings me back to Mr. Dubois. He made this point. It's a peculiar sensation, this double consciousness, the sense of always looking at oneself through the eyes of others, of measuring one's soul by the tape of a world that looks on in amused contempt and pity.
So I'm going to stop it right
on
there.
and pity. It's not
I want to get
eyes of others.
On the quote there. I can't scan it in because TikTok will move to the next thing. But he said it's a peculiar sensation, this double consciousness, this sense of always looking at oneself through the lenses of others, of measuring one's sound tape of the world, sound tape of the world, looks amused, contempt and pity. So we talk about this a lot. We've been talking about this in the past few takes of this conversations. When we talk about Black culture, it was brought up on Rain's Hotline show last Thursday about just the way like certain people articulate or might see things. And I thought it was very unique how he broke that down, because he also broke down a lot of the information that we use when we talked about centers and stuff like that on our No Middleman podcast months ago. But what are y'all thoughts about this? Do you guys feel that we start to measure ourselves by the way other people look at us or where they place us in society?
Well, if I think about it, I guess he spoke on it in diplomatic immunity.
Elaborate.
When he said that, he say, is it not the same because he's mixed, you know what I'm saying, or because he light skinned, that they don't give him the same recognition? You know what I'm saying? Or they don't say that. Because I will say that he's a bona fide hit maker. I told you they was doing snippets of all his hits, and it took I was on a whole hour commute back to the crib, and they were still doing snippets of all his hits when I got to the crib. On an hour ride. It was crazy on Series 4 Shade 45, and it was crazy, man. Like, the boy's a bona fide hit maker. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I don't think it's just the hits. I just think the things that he does, you know what I'm saying, within the culture, and the bird's eye view is on you. That's what makes it. You know what I mean? That's what makes people uneased when you got the torch like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's more of that position that they put him in. You know, I don't know, because I don't really know him. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know too much about him except what was exposed through the battles. You know what I mean? Like, I hear the music, but he's not on my playlist. You know what I'm saying? I think he probably got one album. It was Never the Same, probably the only album that was on my playlist. So I don't really listen to enough of his music to really know him like that. And that may be something that the critics might have against him, is that, yeah, he make hits and they listen to the music, but they don't really know nothing too much about him, except for the negativity.
Cool. What are your thoughts, Rain?
Yeah, I know I was born a blind, so a little bit of this is going over my head. But but are we trying to say that he's not as hip hop-ish because of his skin tone or the music that he delivers? Or he's not in that culture?
I think any perspective that you or Plug have on it is a correct perspective because it's your perspective. So however you internalized it, I think it's a correct perspective. And I think it creates open conversation. So you could go with that route. That's probably something that you can relate to too, right?
And it was a lot of like, I don't know, like people speaking on the J community. You know that Kanye speak on them all the time. The J community, if y'all know what I'm talking about, and being that he's half J, you know what I mean, like that you know what I mean. He kind of, you know what I'm saying, put him in a realm of, you know. I ain't gonna deny him on the music, man, but he just never was my cup of tea as a MC. You know what I mean? Like as a rapper, he never was my cup of tea, but he do got hits now.
Okay. And so, again, appreciate all y'all perspective. I would not be defending my greatest rapper of all time in Drake today. That is not what I'm here for. But I am here to talk. I am here to. Everybody know that's my guy. You know what I mean? So, but I am here to speak about the word because y'all know I'm big on words, and that's why I got the Souls Talk segment. And I think that last part of Duval, the saying about we measure people by their contempt and pity, and I think that's where we're failing in society because we no longer accept people who are Black if they don't come from the same struggle we come from. We feel that everything has to look or feel like what we experience for somebody to be real, for somebody to be down, for somebody to be for the culture, by the like we are no longer measuring people by their actual talents anymore. We're starting to measure people by, well, if you don't come from where I come from, if you're not selling the type of music that I want to hear because I live in LA and I'm talking about F the Police like NWA, or I'm in Chicago and you ain't rapping like the old Dirk was rapping, like all these type of things, we don't accept it. And I think that's what I really took from that whole thing, right? And then he also used the Imitation of Life movie. For those who haven't seen it, should definitely watch it. But then Drake got into a personal battle within himself, right? Do I lean more towards the people that I really want to be accepted by? Or do I go and be accepted by the people who are literally taking me for my talents and my gifts? And I think we have to talk about this longer down the road. If we want people to support our culture, when will we support those people, regardless of what they look like or where they came from? So I just think it's a deeper talk when you get down the road talking about it. You know what I mean? And that's what I took from it. I feel like the whole crab in the bucket mentality, all that stuff, that's all victim speech.
Yeah, I dig what you're saying. Because I can dig how people would accept Eminem because he do come from the struggle before they would him, and he's white and he's half Black. You know, it's yeah, that's crazy. And we were talking about it earlier on the show about how kids, you know, in that struggle, like, you know what I'm saying? In that struggle, you be like, damn, you too comfortable, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they come from the same struggle we came. I feel you coming from. I like that.
Yeah,
I like your perspective.
Yeah, so appreciate everybody, man. Like I said, you don't have to be a fan of him, but I think you can still see things from a certain view or a certain lens. So hopefully, whatever lens you see it from, hopefully you're able to self-reflect, get yourself some own your own perspective on it, and go from there, man. But again, this was Souls Talks, and we appreciate everybody who chimed in. We out.
Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually challenged a thought you believed was true? Not questioned someone else, yourself. See, we live in a world where information is constant, but reflection is rare. We scroll, we react, we move on, but we don't always sit with what something means. That's where this comes in. Souls Talks. These aren't long lectures. These aren't debates to win. These are quick moments, designed to disrupt your pattern of thinking, just enough to make you pause. Because growth doesn't always come from more information. Sometimes it comes from seeing the same thing differently. So today, let's open up.
Awesome. Again, was you going to say? What?
I just noticed the people in the back, like,
yeah, I noticed that last week.
that shit was freaky. I was like, oh snap!
Shout out to Ye for the Sick Society hoodie in the video. You know what I mean? Shout out to Ye. Shout out to Ye.
Attention to what you got going on in the production.
So shout out to everybody, man. So now we get into the meat and potatoes of today's show. As we mentioned earlier, man, it's been national news with the 8 children who are no longer with us due to some mishaps of people and their decisions. But we're gonna walk ourselves there slowly tonight before we get to that main topic. Shout out to Classic again, man, for creating content that creates like a storyline without people even knowing it. On Saturday, Classic went live and he talked about Hitman Holler and Cinnamon on the His and Hers podcast. And I kept saying something in the chat that I don't know. I know Classic seen it, I know other people seen it, but we have to stop telling people to fight through it. We have to stop telling people that the relationships don't work without a struggle. We have to stop this negative connotation that we feel is okay to put on what long-standing relationships look like. And the reason why I say that, Rain put it in even more perspective today, is because even the first two stories that she spoke about dealt with two men who were in relationships who made bad decisions to get out of those relationships. And the biggest topic I want to talk about today in part 3 of Our Youth Needs Our Help is we need to start normalizing men walking away. I think a lot of times we sit here, we continue to tell people what they should go through. Half of us ain't married, half of us ain't even in relationships. Like, we're telling people what it should look like. Even Richard, I see you not telling you to quit. You got to listen to the whole dialogue so we can finish tonight. The biggest thing is that you have to know when it's okay to walk away. We are starting to allow our life situations and what the world looks at a quitter like, but I'm gonna tell you, I never seen a quitter that didn't win on the other end sometimes. You can walk away from something that is unhealthy for you and the other person and still win on the other side. And we're starting to see a lot of situations, mostly male-based from the news that we're covering. And the final story that we're going to cover today is there's a lot of men who should have left a long time ago. And that's what I kept hearing when I heard everybody judging Hitman Hollers and Cinnamon situation is, no, Hitman needs to leave. Your fiance or your girlfriend, you literally are a provider. You prove to the world that you're a protector by protecting her via phone. When a home invasion came, you show her where the weapon was, how to use the weapon, how to deter the people once they come in the house. He did all this over the phone. He protected you. He provided for you. He continues to go on a platform and keeps talking about the provision that he provides for you, and you're insatiable. That is not going to end for a real man. That's not going to end well for a real man. And I'm telling you guys, we have to understand at some point when to walk away. So this first video is going to talk about the strength to walk away and what it looks like mastering this strength to walk away.
The coldest truths is about men today. Most of us, and I put myself for falling into this category in the past, but most of us are afraid of walking away from a woman who no longer serves our purpose. Let that sink in for a second, because some of you guys are in this right now. Some of you guys, you will stay stuck telling yourself, she's the one. She's all I got. I'll never find another like her. But deep down inside, you and I both know that you're only saying this because you're scared of what's on the other side. You're scared to outgrow what was familiar. Meanwhile, women, on the other hand, they got this down to a science. They have mastered the art of walking away. They'll drop a man real quick the moment his value in their story fades. No explanation, no drawn out convos. You guys have been here before. They're gone. They'll just disappear because they know their worth. They know that clinging to dead weight holds them back. But you, on the other hand, you got to start moving with that same level of respect for yourself. Understand this: staying with a woman or staying with anyone who no longer aligns with your purpose isn't loyalty. This is self-sabotage. This isn't about losing love. You're holding yourself hostage in your own story. See, the real flex is knowing when to cut the cord and trust that there will be somebody else on the other side, and trust that you will be okay. It's about discipline. It's about that self-respect for yourself. It's a life that makes you feel like you're worth it and that somebody should join your life and support that. So ask yourself this question. Are you going to be the man who stays stuck lying to yourself over and over again? Or are you going to be the one who finally steps up to the plate, master the art of walking away if need be, in case a woman is not there to support your goals, your vision? Because sometimes, here's the harsh truth. Sometimes the real strength isn't in holding on with a woman and trying to make it work. The real strength is learning when to let go. You know what?
So there, we're talking about the strength and when to understand to let go. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. We appreciate everybody's perspective. I think before you guys give your response, I want people to understand I'm not normalizing walking away. We need to normalize getting out of bad situations before they implode. That's what we're talking about today. That's the biggest consensus. And a lot of these men, again, are staying in positions that they should not stay in because of what that some of the things could be true what this gentleman was saying. Not saying everything he said was true, depending on your situation. Everybody has different life situations, but I think we need to normalize men leaving when things are already up to where they need. It's certain things that you got to have. We tell women to have boundaries. I think men need to have healthy boundaries to know when to leave, because we're starting to see a lot of our men either take their own lives or take lives of others due to imploding. The worst thing is an angry man, and then don't let them be angry and unstable. So, what are your guys' thoughts on this tonight?
Rain, you on mute, Rain. I'll go ahead. Man, to watch that video in it entirely, that would have me on live. If y'all didn't know what had me on live last night and what had me doing the real spill today, that was the source of my real spill today. That Hitman and Cinnamon interview, that was very uncomfortable to watch, dog. Like the way she played her part in that situation, she lucky that it was on camera. She lucky that she has the man that she has, because even in that moment, somebody else, a lesser vessel, it would have been very physical, because his aggression that was building, his boy, he was really, that was very uncomfortable. Like that was very uncomfortable to watch. Like I'm at the end of my seat, like hoping that this don't go there the way she acted, and then ended it with tears, and he still just brought it all the way down to comfort her like that. He a real one. Like he really, if she don't know if that man love her like that, like that was very what she did to him, that was manipulative as hell. Manipulative all the way through. That was, bro, like, and what Buddy was just saying and what I had said, well, you got to know when to dip. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, choose wisely, and act accordingly. I'm telling you, bro, that's dangerous, bro. That's a dangerous, like she's lucky she is where she is, because if that ever split and she has somebody else, I can read that front headline that her lip split, eye swole, like for real, like that's some real self-control, because that's somewhere I was waiting for him when he stood up. I thought he was just gonna storm off the set, bro. That's cold, bro. Like women just don't know the hold that they have on a man and the control over a man emotions when he, like, especially if he ain't centered and you got your hand on his emotions like that, it could really go left. Like she needs to stop. Like that should have been the one that say, you need to watch this and see yourself, because you playing a dangerous game. Yeah, man.
What's your thoughts, Ray?
When is it enough? When is it enough to move on? Like when does he make, when is, so sentiment and
you want from a man's perspective?
yeah, like I mean, I understand she's
I think
very
once
ungrateful.
I think once a woman takes you out of your character or who you truly are, it's time to leave.
Completely.
When you see yourself conforming to stay, when you see yourself doing things that you would normally never do or you never done in the past, and it just doesn't, it's just, you need to go, because all you're doing is building up more resentment for that person, because now you're feeling like I'm doing everything to make this work and you're still staying the same. You know what I mean? Like, Rain did an amazing job with that first story. Like, not even knowing, like, when they put that spin on it, they were intimate partners. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
It changes the whole story now.
The whole thing.
It changes the whole that case went from, hey, we don't know what we really gonna do here, to like, oh, okay, now we got to look at him as the main suspect. Like, that quickly.
Yeah.
Then your other story with the black dude from Virginia.
Yeah.
Like, boom, another toxic relationship, staying in too long. He probably had and this is what I try to tell people too. I'm not saying, I know a lot of this stuff can stem from men being unfaithful, men being horrible partners. I know these things can happen. I'm a living witness. It's the first thing I tell everybody when you meet me. I was a horrible husband. Like, I don't hide that. I don't sugarcoat that. Like, and I also knew it was time to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have to know when the damage is done. Hey, when you ride on that rim on the highway after your tire blow out, get to the side of the road. You cannot get to that exit. Get to the side of the road, get out the car for safety. Like, you know what I mean? Go ahead, Ray.
When a woman is manipulating you, and you, let's just say the point you don't know, and then it comes to a point where you allow it, and then it comes to a point where it's been continuously happening. It's a countdown. It's the final countdown.
So in the case of Justin Fairfax, where they were in the process of splitting, was he just so overcome with what was going on that he just felt that it was okay to leave his 2 children without a mother and a father? Or do you think it's deeper than that?
And see, say that one more time, Ray. You said something very important. Please say that one more time.
So whatever he was going, y'all be asking me to say stuff one more time. Y'all know I can't. Let me rewind. So with his case, they were already in the process of splitting. They were already in the process of ending the marriage. So he just felt it was okay to leave the kids without a mother and a father. Like, whatever he was going through was so tumultuous that I needed to end it and leave my kids here without a mother and a father. There was no consideration in that at all.
That,
or you which situation are you speaking about, Ray?
Justin Fairfax, where he took himself and his wife. The Virginia.
See, I think, you know, and this is where mental health comes in. He was already gone.
Mental health, yeah.
He just took her. Because a lot of women, because that's the first thing, not you, Rain, but that's the first thing that a lot of people say when things happen. Did they not think about the kids? When did you think about the kid when you was taking this man out of his character?
Yes. They always talk about the result, not the cause.
like,
You know what I'm saying?
did you not see him losing himself in the midst? Like, but then when the result happens, oh my God, what you mean? The best advice I ever got from my therapist, y'all. I'm telling you, I got some great advice, man. She said, your kid will be better with 100% of each parent separate than 50% of each parent together. If you are 50% of yourself, your child is not getting all of you. When you could become a whole person, your child will appreciate the whole you versus the pieces of you. And we have to stop thinking that just because mama steps away or dad steps away, that you cannot have a successful raising of your children. It can happen. You just have to continue to stay active in the children's lives.
But you know what people do? They trick themselves and try to be 100% the parent and 0% of being the partner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Within that toxic environment.
And I agree with Classy. Classy said my stance is the same. He said if men start walking away for valid reasons, thank you, Classic. He said there would be darn near no more long marriages. But you know what, Classic? The ones that do stand the test are true ones. I think now it's not. We have to get away from stats. Stats is making us look at things in quantity and not quality. I don't care about a high divorce rate if those other 20% that are married are successfully married and happy. Because we're losing kids, we're losing mothers, we're losing fathers because of unhappy people. So what's more important, the stats and numbers that somebody going to put into a system, or the successful kids that now become the future, who now get married, have healthy relationships, and do different from their parents? You know what I mean? Like, I think this is a great conversation. Thank you for keeping it going, Classic. Classic said lifelong relationship with one woman for 20 years will involve pockets of men should just check out on marriage as a concept. I see some validity there. I see some validity there. He said 20%. That's a bad spin over there.
Yeah, that's a bad percentage. I don't know how realistic it is. You know what I mean? But 20% is a bad percentage.
But I guarantee you, Plug. Sorry to cut you off. I guarantee you.
No, you good.
I guarantee you that's where our percentage really is. Because we're not. You got to think about it. These numbers only give you guys who are really divorced. Y'all know how many people are living in separate homes?
Yeah,
and haven't been able to divorce or can't afford it, or like these numbers. That's what I'm saying. We're living in a world of statistics that are not even accurate. We're living in a world, like, we're literally making our concern about the numbers that aren't even true. Like, it's so many people. I know so many people that have been separated for 13 years, still ain't got divorced yet. Like, it's so much stuff that goes on. I would rather our batting percentage might be a little lower, but the good is the good. Every time you come to the plate, they hitting a home run. You might strike out a lot, but those other ones are hitting home runs. Let's just take some wins. You know what I mean? Because we are literally destroying our future, man. We're watching it. We're covering it tonight. We're watching people literally unlive themselves. Go ahead.
Yes. So in Cinnamon and what's his name? Hitman.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I don't be knowing celebrities like that yet. Honestly, these are the first time I'm hearing of some of these people, so I just don't be deep off in different spaces like that. But with their case, because she is unarguably
you got it.
Ungrateful. She is. I mean, she's very ungrateful from what I can tell. Okay. What is the solution to their situation? Will she ever not be ungrateful? Is there hope on the other side for them? Is his bliss leaving her? Is this just a rough patch? What is it? What, from a man's stance, what do y'all see? I want to take her and tell her, hey,
it's a lust.
Get it together. You got provision. You got protection. You got this. What are you doing? I want to say that. So, or, you know, hey sis, look what you got. What is the real? Is the real problem not being said? Is my question too.
It's a lack of. It's strategic. When I say family is business, love is law. You know, like these men get with these women and they're already in somewhat successful or somewhat stable, and you're picking a woman based on her aesthetics, and she really has no inner core to her. She has no worth about herself. She just looks good. Like I say, most people pick people based on, for other people. They don't really choose for themselves. They don't really choose for themselves. They really just choose people that look good. So Unc can say, man, she look good, or little cuz can say she look good. You know what I mean? But they ain't really gathering nobody with some character. They ain't really gathering that hard worker. Like Kira was trying to like touch on it in a conversation we was having, and she was saying like nobody chooses that hardworking cool chick. You know what I'm saying? That cool chick because she doesn't aesthetically look, you know what I mean, the best. But that's what people do. And you got men with money who are constantly punching down. I said it a lot. You either punching up or you punching down. You punching down at somebody who don't measure up to your character, and then you punching up at a woman who isn't in your realm. Like she's only with you for the money. Like if you didn't have a bag or this motion going on, she wouldn't be with you. You're never looking at nobody that you can stand beside and y'all compliment each other. You know what I'm saying? Like really compliment each other. Like people are just choosing they're choosing lustfully. They choosing with their eyes instead of choosing. Like you got to listen to what that person says and who that person is, man. It's dangerous out here because a lot of people put on facades. They're not even the real version of themselves. So they can only put up that facade for so long within a relationship. And then when you see a person that you did choose in having potential, but yet you don't have any character, and then that person taps into their potential and starts to take off, you really didn't like that person. You just like what that person could possibly become.
So he didn't choose wisely.
They never choose wisely. But when you make that choice, you got to act accordingly. Go ahead, brother.
I would have to slightly push back, and I'm gonna give y'all an analogy. I think Hitman, now that I sit back and think and try to like think about it from like if I was like a therapist and I had to just look at everything, I think Hitman has survival remorse, but not in the way that we see it. Her surviving that house invasion, because technically he did put her in the line of threat. It was the way he was living his lifestyle. Her surviving has brought guilt upon him. Think about taking a woman through one of the most tragic things of her life, and you are truly to blame for it. How do you make that up to her?
Is he not already?
No, I'm saying like think about that as a man that cares. He cares. Like we're watching a man
definitely.
truly put his heart out there on the platform. And I really think it sounds ruthless, but her surviving was probably the worst thing for him. Because now she has something that she can always use. Like, hey, babe, I was with you and you brought danger to my house. You brought danger to our family. Like, how do I supposed to build that trust now that I can trust? Like, I don't even feel safe no more. Like, that's a big burden to take on. Like, for a man who cares, he cares. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was another man and he was saying crazy stuff about her, it'll be different. But I'm watching a black man who truly cares for his black queen. He's trying to do everything for her. The only other thing I can see in their situation without everything she pillow talk and told her best friend is that she holds that over his head.
It's dead. It's dead. When I say that relationship is super dead, like there's like that interview, I don't know how many others they did after that. That relationship is super dead. Like they don't even know it. They are the walking dead because the respect factor that she has for him, he knows is super low. She was very, very disrespectful, very manipulative in that interview. Like that was hard to watch. If you've ever been through that before, if any man has ever been through that type right there before, like real talk, like that make, if I don't even know her, this is my first time ever seeing her, I don't like her.
Yeah.
like on a personal level, like what the shit you was pulling, like to be honest, like let's get real, man. That shit you were pulling, bitch. I'm sorry, watch my mouth, but you know, but that what you pull, boy. You, hey man, like look, like real talk. Like somebody else would have said, man, let me get up out of here, man, before I slap five. I'm telling you, like that was. I'm sitting there going, like, dog, how is he still sitting there? And then at the end, the whole tears, man, them fake, man, them tears was so fraudulent. Dog, I was sick watching that, bro.
Yeah. And shout out to Momo in the chat. Momo said, and so Momo said it's okay for him to be taken. You know what, Momo? It's not okay, but he's not aware. And this is what I would like. This is, I mean, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all, Into Deep, Rigid, Classic, Momo, everybody who's keeping the chat going, because this is a very in-depth conversation. And he's being taken advantage of, but he isn't aware of it. Again, because all we hear in society is pick your headache, stick through it. Like we are telling people, to stay in situations that are unhealthy for them. So then they think they're doing the right thing by staying, but then they're conforming to everything that doesn't really represent them. And that's what I'm saying. It's the difference between couples having disagreements and someone taking you out of your character and now using things to manipulate you. It's a big difference.
And it's a difference between a heated discussion and you fussing. Dog, he was fussing. Dog, that's hoe activity. That's female activity. That's sucker activity. Like it's something for us to be having a discussion and I happen to raise my voice because I'm passionate about what I'm saying. But when I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm losing my voice, like I'm screaming at you, like I'm fussing at you, that's what women do, bro. It was a lot of estrogen on that stage, man. It was a lot of estrogen. And I know he said we need to bring this to the front because people need to see how you be. You know what I mean? But no. We see her. She's normal. You're abnormal, and she's making you abnormal. You need to leave.
Yeah. And I think go ahead. Go. You got it right. No, you got it.
So with that being said, what you just said, Plug, do you think that if he would have brought more masculine energy, more put my foot down type energy, that she would be different?
Too late.
We are seeing again. See, this is such a deep conversation. Like we'll have to continue it later, but like these are two people experiencing trauma. This is PTSD. Like we don't understand trauma. Like true trauma, no one knows how they're going to react until they're really placed into that moment. You know what I mean? Like we're saying that she wasn't the finish line girl. She could have been. She could have been the angel of his life at first. That doesn't mean that won't change for a person when something tragic happens. You see what I mean? Like we don't want to accept that like people change. I think Classic says it best. Like everybody change. People are normal. Some people change daily. Like she changed, and I really think that traumatic incident is something that she really needs to go seek more relationship and counseling for if she's not, because she might not really be understanding what she's doing to him. She might be feeling like I'm just telling you everything that crosses my mind on a daily basis now because you put me in one situation that I can't relive again. Like we got to understand how deep trauma is. Trauma is deep. You know what I mean? Just imagine, I couldn't imagine losing my mom over and over, like getting her to be able to come back and then losing her again and getting like I couldn't imagine that.
That's crazy. And Classic, I wasn't saying he wasn't feminine. The act of fussing is feminine, bro. Like for real, like when we having a heated discussion, it's totally different. When we arguing, we having a heated discussion, but it goes beyond a level to where our women try to out talk each other with the yeah, no, yeah. The way they just yapping, they ain't even hearing each other. Like that, when you get to that point where you really trying to make your point and you ain't getting it, it ain't going nowhere. Man, for real. Like, dog, that's the female. He's taking on her feminine energy. You know what I mean? I understand where you're coming from, but bro, I'm telling you, when you get to the point where you yelling and you can hear yourself, like you hear yourself yelling and it make you go, hold up. Like you stop, like he did, and then he kept saying, man, I'm triggered. He kept saying, he said that about 12 times. He said, I'm triggered. I say, I'm triggered. I'm still looking at it. I'm like, I done did that before.
I like I said, well, he said, I'm feminine for sure. When I got time, I got time. Hey, Classic said BTA is my ministry. When I got time, I got time. No, like I appreciate everybody. Like again, man, like I think this is what makes conversation so dope. Because we all have a different perspective. I appreciate Rain is trying to really understand it from the man's point of view. Like it's super dope. But I would highly encourage people to really research trauma, really research that. Like I'm not gonna say she wasn't worthy of him. Like that, I can't say that. From what we're hearing from her now, like I said on Classic Show, it's Hitman's fault. Now that I have heard her language, it's on him now. Like it's on him now. I can't. He has to now be the man and stand for what he's gonna stand for.
Two women or multiple women need to get on a platform and assess her. Like we can talk and come from a male perspective because it's kind of a male dominated platform, but we need to hear women assess her. I want to hear some women say how they felt about what went on in that conversation.
Sounds like a good hotline show. But shout out to everybody, man. Again, man, I'm telling you, this conversation wouldn't even been started if it wasn't for Classic's content, man. Great show. I told him I hope he double backs. I know he had to kind of cut it short, but the comments was cooking, man. Everybody had a deep discussion. I would really love for to hear this conversation and bring in the trauma portion as well. I think it'll be super dope. But shout out to Classic with that content, man. I appreciate it because it actually brought up a lot of conversation for me. So we're going to move on to the next topic before we get into the meat of discussion, man. The next topic is, where is the line between fighting for something and risking everything? And this is going to come from a lady's perspective here. So here we go.
Or is it time to let it go? Love shouldn't feel like war. But let's be honest, sometimes it does. So then the question is, okay, well, when do I fight and when do I let go? The short answer is this: when you feel like you're fighting alone. There is nothing wrong with fighting for what you love. Shit, we've all done it. And I mean, honestly, I don't even want a love that isn't willing to fight for me. So fighting makes sense as long as you're not the only one throwing punches. What you have to remember is that some battles build you while others break you. So how do you distinguish between the two? The first answer you have to get by being honest with yourself, and trust me, it's harder than you think. Ask yourself this one question: are you staying out of love, or are you staying out of fear of starting over? The next thing that you have to do is pay attention. If you realize that your partner doesn't even acknowledge or recognize that you guys have a problem that you need to fix, you might got to rethink things, because a person is not going to put in any effort to fix something that they don't even notice is broken. There are 3 red flags that you should look for to let you know it's not worth fighting for. Number 1, repeated patterns with no changed behavior. Number 2, one-sided effort. That's a huge one. And number 3, when it becomes emotionally exhausting. When you're emotionally drained and emotionally exhausted, that means that you're the only one fighting. And on the flip side, if it's worth fighting for, trust and believe that there's going to be acknowledgments from both parties that you guys have a problem that you need to fix, or issues that you guys need to address. There's going to be accountability and actions, not just apologies. But most importantly, your guys' goals for the future are still going to be mutual. Every relationship has their rough patches. Let me repeat that. Every relationship has their rough patches. The difference is it a rough patch or is it a toxic cycle? And you have to be able to know the difference. Ask yourself this: are you afraid to lose that person, or are you afraid of losing that time that you invested that you can't get back? And if they're equally afraid of losing you, then you'll see the effort. You guys may not have the answers to the problems, but you will both have the dedication to figure it out. So don't be afraid to fight for what you love. Be afraid of not knowing when it's not worth fighting for. Should you?
Dope.
So I thought it was a dope conversation. I thought it was a great way to follow up from that first question, because I know we talked about when to walk away, but then she also asked, what is the line, what is worth fighting for, and when are you actually risking everything? So what is y'all thoughts about what she said? Or just in the situation and like the whole question in general?
I don't know. I wanted to compare it to one of my previous relationships. Like, after you fought for something for so long and then you figure it out that it's one-sided, you got to walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're constantly putting in effort to try to fix things or get to a resolution of whatever hurdles y'all are going through, and there's nothing from the other side. You definitely need to I would think, walk away, you know? So it's it's tough, especially when you don't have any effort from the other side. The other side says they want to make things work, but they're not putting forth the effort to make things work.
What stood out to me, what she said, is the difference between rough patches and toxic cycles. I think that is one of the biggest keys that we're going to really notice today, even in the stories that Rain covered in the Radar with Rain, our stories that we're covering now. I mean, our topics we're covering now, and then the ending story for tonight. I think the biggest thing is understanding that a lot of these situations aren't rough patches; they're toxic cycles.
Yeah.
Like, what is your thoughts about? I know you were about to say something, Plug. So, what was your thoughts about it?
Oh no, I was sitting up the hill where Rain had to say, but when I was listening to her, it made me think of that is like a little story that Buddy had told on that, and it was like he came home and his watch was broken, and his wife was like, "I need a new brush." He said, "Why?" "So I can brush my hair." He was like, "I ain't got the money for it right now. I gotta fix my watch. I need my watch for work." So she was like, "Okay." So she went out the next day. He went out the next day, and she went and she cut her hair to get some money to fix his watch. And he went and sold the broken watch to buy her a brush. You know what I mean? It was like, while we in competition on other things, we should be in competition to try who can love each other the best. You know what I mean? Like that sacrifice, like she cut her hair to get the money to fix his watch, and he went to sell the watch to go get her a brush for her hair. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I be seeing things, man. But folks I think the choosy be wrong, man. I think people be choosing wrong. I think people just choose wrong. They end up in situations where the aesthetics get the best of them, man. Because if you look now, man, most of these women be looking like drag queens anyway. And it's now it just got to a point where everybody chasing the same. It's like when Classic, I know he up there now. They say these women be chasing this group of, you know what I'm saying, of men. These men be chasing the same type of broad, or they'll have that good broad at the crib chasing that same type of broad in the streets. You know what I mean? Like I think people just be choosing wrong, man. I'm gonna let Classic speak.
Oh, what up, y'all?
What's
up? Happy 420, y'all. Shout out Snoop, shout out Wiz, the forefathers, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? God bless.
You got your energy back?
Huh?
You got your energy back?
I'm chilling, Unc. I'm chilling, man. How you feeling? Why y'all laughing? Y'all good? Why y'all?
Because you on the clock with it.
Boy, that boy the police, ain't he, Rain? That boy, the police, Chad.
Hey, that's how I felt in Chicago.
Y'all crazy, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
He said allegedly.
Nah,
What's good,
man.
Bill? What's
What
good,
we
Sean?
talking about, y'all? I was trying to tap in on the stream, y'all. I missed some of what y'all was saying.
We were just talking about when do we know it's something worth fighting for, or are you risking everything?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm tapped in. Okay, so look, this is what I was saying in the chat. I feel like marriage, since they created the contract, it always been for the most part, since they updated the laws, you know what I'm saying, with the feminism movement and all that back in the day, it's been a bad deal for men from the get-go. We was just taking the L for the sake of family. You see what I'm saying? So like I'm hearing what you're saying today, and I'm glad you followed up because I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm also hearing what Plug's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rain, I'm not sure where you at with it, but it's almost like not just I don't know where she's staying for real, you know. But it's like now, if you getting married as a guy, like I feel like you supposed to know you signing up for a raw deal. Like you supposed to know that. Like I guess we're not supposed to say it out loud or whatever. Everything about it is a raw deal. If you a man, marriage is a raw deal. It's a bad deal off the rip. Like every part of it. Contractually, like how to go if it don't work, everything about it. It's a bad deal. You hustling backwards for sure. But we'll take the L because we want that stability and like the family infrastructure. And then like you were saying, Souls, we hoping for that little 20%. But I think it serve us all better to operate in reality. Hey, look, it's a bad deal. This the reason why I'm getting into this bad deal. It's just like when your credit bad, but you need a car.
Yeah,
And so you go pay that 3,000% interest. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Like it's a bad deal, but I gotta get a whip, folks. Like I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So it's one of those, bro. I just really, and I ain't trying to be pessimistic or nothing, but that's really what it's turned into. Because if I'm listening to what Souls is saying, right? Like if men actually were to take up, and you're not saying nothing wrong. Let me be clear. You haven't said nothing wrong. But if men was to take up the attitude of like, all right, I'm walking away, like this disrespect is too much, or the lack of submission is too much. Like if we really got on that, like, bro, it wouldn't really be no marriages left. Like I thought we knew. Like when you get married to her and you say for life, you signing up for some hell.
But
like
but
I went to talk to me. What'd you say?
But what if it's on a level to where when you coming in, you actually, if you're moving in a direction, you get her moving in the same direction. Like where you're getting her credit right, where you're getting her, you know what I'm saying, her finances in order, where you're both are leveling up at the same time, like you making sure that this person that, but even before you even take the nuptials, even before you take the vows, what if you get into the position of where you're leveling her up as well as yourself? And you're getting her in a financial position and then having her be equally invested in everything that's moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, it's always a man leveling up and a woman staying complacent in her place. And it's never, and you got to put her to work. Most of these thriving relationships that I see be the man who he may have had an idea and she cultivated that idea, and then they went into that business venture together, and now they're equally invested. So their woes of life are being shared together because they're equally invested in the home and in the future of the children. You know what I mean? I think that everybody's not taking the opportunity in the presets where they're dating, courting, and actually getting to cultivate that person into the type of, you know what I'm saying, that monster that man has. Put that same monster in her to where she understands you better. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're a business-minded, driven person, you got to put that same attitude into that woman as well. You know what I mean? Like, man just want to exist and do this, that, and the third. And then she just seems like she's, Molly homemaker. You know what I'm saying? Instead of actually putting that together, like it should be strategic in the dating. It should be strategic in everything. If it's going to be going into a contractual agreement, everything should be, strategic in the movement going forward. You know what I mean? Like everything should be strategic. Like we ain't get married until your credit score like this up. We ain't get married until you got it about this amount saved up. We ain't get married until you comfortable in your career and you moving forward doing what you need to do. We ain't doing that. Like we're not going there until you're here. You know what I'm saying? I think people are doing it because people say, well, y'all have been together for so long, man. When y'all getting married? And they force people into that.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, Aunt? It's crazy because I loved your show today. Before No Middleman, by the way. Y'all make sure y'all go check that out. But you know what's crazy, Aunt? I said this the other day, and you just made it true. And it's no diss to you, but
Mhm.
we can't talk about nothing without it coming back to some money. How we just end up talking about bread? We just ended up talking about bread.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
talking about who paying for what, position and credit. We talking about business.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
ain't
because
talking about no.
I
We ain't talking
believe
about
that
love.
family is business. I believe that family is business and love is law. I
I
believe in that. I
I
believe in
feel
it.
I feel you. What you just described to me, I agree with everything you said. You just talking about the way that people actually make things work. It don't mean that man not going through hell. It's still hell. I watch. Listen, my parents still together to this day, but I saw my daddy go through pockets of hell. They still together, but not that ass. And y'all met my mama. She don't even
Yeah.
seem like she'll put a man through hell. Yeah, 100% of them. If you sign up for one woman for the rest of your life, you are signing up for some windows, some seasons of hell. Listen to me. When Michelle, when Michael Obama was like, when he was like, when he
Stop
was
it.
like,
Stop it.
huh?
Stop it. Stop it.
What's up, plug?
You said
Michelle.
Michael Obama.
Oh, okay. You want me to play the game. All right. So when Michelle Obama was like, I didn't like Barack for 10 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? When Michelle was like, I ain't like Barack for 10 years. You think he liked her? No. It ain't like she went 10 years without liking him and he was longing and yearning for her love. He didn't like her ass either. You know what I'm saying? Like you signing up for some hell, dog. One woman for life is gonna be some hell. I thought we all knew that though. And I know some stuff be sounding bad to say out loud, but I just think it serves us better to deal in the reality of things. Plug, everything you said could be implemented. She's still gonna give you some trouble, dog. We seen it, bro. Bill Gates' wife then gave some trouble, dog. That bread ain't about nothing. It really ain't. Just my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. I kind of just go from I always tell people this: if her biggest heart is you getting married, leave her. If her focus is only about that label, you need to leave.
Mm.
Because if you are truly loving a woman the way she wants to be loved, you're faithful, y'all are doing everything. If that's the only thing she's gonna keep talking to you about, to me, that's a red flag. That's a hard red flag to me. If life is good, life is good. I don't understand why does all that change anything for you?
Hey, can I ask the lady here a question? Rain, can you
Yes,
be honest? I promise we not gonna gang up on you or nothing. I just want some honesty.
I'll even mute
Rain,
my mic.
Rain, is there any circumstance you could be in where a man gonna be with you for 50 years and you ain't gonna you ain't you just it's gonna be all good with you every day? Ain't you still gonna get on his nerves, Rain?
We gonna get on each other's nerves.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Rain. It ain't no money, ain't no nothing, right? It don't matter. $1,000,000, $2.
Something
You
something gonna go down the pipe. It's not
yeah.
gonna always be peaches and cream forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the problem here lies, classic, is when
Mm-hmm.
it turns from just being a headache every now and again to something being toxic, to something being that's never waving. Like if, say for instance, with Hitman and what her name, Cinnamon,
Mhm.
if she is continuously ungrateful all the time, that is just not there's not there that's toxic to be in. Is there no there's no to me there's well from what I've seen there's no let up. So if you had a woman classic, if you had a woman that was
Mm-hmm.
ungrateful all the time, every
Mm-hmm.
day, all day,
Yeah.
what would you do in that sense?
She got my 9-month-old like them. I just want to answer your
Yeah,
hypothetical.
absolutely.
Okay. If she got my 9-month-old, I'm gonna just cheat.
That's your
Cause
solution.
yeah, I mean going to another chick, she gonna get on my nerves too. It's not a different experience. You just swapping out one headache for another. Pick a headache and rock out. Pick a headache and rock out. Sorry if I'm chomping this fruit too hard. Just
No,
delicious,
You
y'all.
go just a little.
no, like I hear what Class say, like no woman doesn't come without stress.
Right.
I'll never say that. But there are some things that you as men you can't tolerate. And I think we have to get to not we, men have to decide what that boundary is for themselves before they choose whoever they choose. Because we're starting to see a lot of men implode, and we're starting to see a lot of men make a lot of hasty decisions that become more anger and emotionally based. And that's all built on resentment. And it's almost, that's why when again, Classic Show was great. And all I could say was like, from here on out, I got to hold Hitman accountable. Like I can't blame the woman once the woman shows me her hand. It's no longer the woman's fault. If I'm in a relationship with a woman and you disrespect me, you show me your hand. At that point, if I choose to stay with you, the disrespect will only get worse. It's not. That's what men fail to realize. Like my headache ain't gonna be disrespect. That's not gonna be. That's not like you're not gonna disrespect me. Like we could pick some headaches, but it's certain headaches I'm just not gonna rock with. Like you're not gonna overtalk me in front of my male friends. You're not gonna be one of the guys. You know what I mean? Like those things are just not going to happen. Like you need to get yourself some hobbies. You need to be able to live your own life. Like there's certain things that just need to happen so that we all can move in the right direction. With that being said, I don't think marriage solves anything. Marriage just now gets other people involved who's going to make the outcome might be a little bit worse for the person who chooses to finally stand on their boundaries and leave. Mm-hmm. That's literally all it does.
Can I ask you something, so
always
do you feel like with what you saying, right? Let's say men start behaving this way, because we have reason to. You ain't said, like I said, neither one of y'all y'all ain't said nothing wrong, but so we have valid reasons to be up and leaving, just like they be up and leaving for whatever they feel like they leaving for. However, if we start to behave this way, will marriage still even, like, what would be the point at all? Because every relationship would really be temporary, for real.
But if you think about it, Classic, there was no purpose to marriage anyway. That's why I always talk to people about if we got rid of language. That's why I always ask people, if we get rid of language, if we got rid of the word marriage in the definition, dictionary and everything, how many people would even do that route? How many people will have a ceremony? How many people will put on a ring on their hand to identify they're taken? Like, if we are taking man-made things to determine our faithfulness, that makes no sense. That makes no sense to me. If we're faithful to each other, let's be faithful to each other. We don't need a system to bring us faithfulness. Like I would never understand that. Like, and when I was young, I didn't know any better. Like, I grew up in the South, Southern Baptist, you know what I mean? That's just how we grew up. My dad was the one telling me I was gonna get married. My mama told me, boy, do it. Boy, that girl ain't gonna make you happy. You need to wait. You too young. My mom was telling me the correct thing. My dad was pushing me towards what a man should look like. You see what I mean? In his eyes. But at the same time, it's like we are now living in 2026, seeing everything that we see now. Child support, divorce court, custody laws. Everything is in front of our face now. We now have the knowledge to say, like, hey, I care a lot about you. You care a lot about me. You're my person. If we have a kid, we're going to raise this kid together. If things don't work out, we're going to handle it X, Y, and Z. The systems are just too big for us now to battle the systems and our emotions. We have to pick a side. We have to pick a poison at this point. And I think more people, like, I know Ridget's younger. Ridget's like looking for certain answers. And I just feel do what's best for you. Whatever program works for Ridget, do that for you. But no program dictates your faithfulness, Ridget. Like that's what men have to understand. Nothing changes. You either faithful or you're not. So, like, which one do you want to? That's your choice. And that's what you have to bear. Like, Class is very transparent. Hey, he want more than one woman. That he's transparent about it. Any woman that get with him, they already know what the deal is. Period. Like, it's no secret. If a woman say he lied to him, I know they lying because they can go watch YouTube. Like you can't tell me that Classic didn't tell you. Like he told you. I heard him. Like I heard him.
We kept the files.
Yeah, you see what I mean? So like I feel at this point, everybody needs to make the best personal investment for themselves. And if that's you being with that person that you say you care about, do that, rock out. And what really made me think about that, shout out to Kira now, but it really made me think about it today when I watched her video. When I see all the pushback that Noah Lyles is getting from being truthful with his future wife. Women don't want truth. Y'all want to feel good in every moment, in every situation. Noah Lyles turned around and he was not impressed with his wife's dress. Or what Rain said on the comments, maybe he was nervous. But he did say the things that women wanted him to say. That marriage is going to last forever because he is going to be authentically who Noah Lyles is at all times. Women did not see truth in that act. They seen him belittling her in that act. And that speaks volumes on the type of woman and the type of lens they're looking through. Because if a man can tell you, nah, babe, you need to take that off, you look a fool. It might hurt your feelings at the moment, but he's saving you and himself the embarrassment in public. I think that's a winner. I think that's a winner, man. Truth hurts. Truth hurts. That's my take. Y'all got anything else before we move on to this last key story? You got anything for him, Clash?
Nah, man, I'm glad y'all let me invade y'all spot, man. What's up?
Always.
Hey, Plug, that was a heck of a show about that bread earlier. Y'all been cooking, man. Everybody cooking. Rain, I don't know what's up with the note. I feel disconnected. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna figure it out.
I get it. You know, my nerves really be getting the best of me sometimes. I had to talk myself into pushing that button today.
Wow.
It was just kind of like last minute. I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. And I just pushed the button and it just happened. So
You just working through it. Okay.
I'm working. It's gonna get better. I'm working through it.
Listen, this relationship is making me develop grace, okay?
Oh,
you feel me?
Well, I'm good.
You
I'm
testing me.
I'm glad I can do that for you.
You spitting, boy. You spitting.
Yeah. I'm finna get back in the chat though. I'm gonna let y'all cook, man. I love y'all, man. Y'all be smooth, man.
You
Go
too,
on.
man. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out to Class, man. Shout out to Class. Hopefully, y'all got something out of that segment. That was a good dialogue, good conversation.
Yes, sir.
Again, the biggest thing I'm gonna say: your faithfulness is not built on a label. That's the biggest way I can say it. Your faithfulness is not built on a label, man. He said TWR Rain, and then he's probably about he put them outlets in there.
Yeah.
Richard, hopefully one of these nights, man, you could come up because I would love to hear you speak and get the questions like thoroughly from you. He said, I seen one, they both gone, but I wonder if she'll say. Okay.
Yeah, because he
But I
asked,
would love to like have the conversation and dialogue with you.
yeah.
So
It would be
How old is
interesting.
Richard?
to have
How old
that.
is Richard? How old is Richard?
I'm not for certain. Richard, how old are you?
he looked super young. I would say 22, 23. He looked young. So we're gonna get into the headline of the night tonight, y'all. As y'all know, man, my small little city, Shreveport, Louisiana, Ratchet City, is now in national news, breaking news all over the world. CBC, CNN Live. Me and Plug was looking at it after 1181. There was somebody in Thailand talking about it. Now they barely speaking English. When you hit other countries, you made the news. So we're gonna play what happened in this story real quickly, and then we're gonna spend about 10 to 15, no more than 15 minutes on this topic, just to kind of talk about, bring everything forward to what we were talking about tonight. So here we go.
Breaking news in the southern U.S. Police in Louisiana say 8 children have been killed in a mass shooting there. Let's go now to journalist Steve Futterman, who has the latest. Steve, this is the kind of story that reporting it makes your heart sink. What do we know so far about what happened?
Yeah, it really does, Mark. And we've seen it happen so many times in the U.S. But what we are hearing right now, we're still getting more details. But what we know right now, as you mentioned, 8 children killed. There were 10 people shot, 8 of them fatalities, all children. This happened in Shreveport, Louisiana. We don't know the exact motive, but it does appear to be an outgrowth of a domestic dispute. Authorities are giving some basic information. Let's take a listen to the latest from the police department.
The ranges of the decedents are from 1 year of age to approximately 14 years of age. All of the deceased in this case are juveniles. The individual responsible, once leaving this scene, performed a carjacking right here in close proximity to the corner of West 79th and Linwood, at which point in time, Shreveport Police Patrol officers got behind that vehicle and a chase ensued. The vehicle was chased into Bossier Parish, and at which point in time, Shreveport police officers did discharge their firearm, and that individual is deceased.
So you heard that the suspect, the gunman, did hijack a vehicle. These shootings took place in 3 different locations, and it appears that the gunman knew at least some of his victims. Again, this appears to be an outgrowth of a domestic dispute. Some of the victims may have been and very likely were related to the gunman. But after the 3rd shooting, police were arriving at the scene. The suspect hijacked a vehicle. Police chased him and eventually shot and killed him. So that's what we know right now. Again, more details are going to emerge, especially on what the motive might have been, beyond the fact that this was the outgrowth of a domestic dispute.
You know, Steve, I took note of something you said at the start of your report where you talked about the amount of mass shootings that occur in the U.S. as an American living in the U.S. And it seems to be the same cycle, right? It happens, and then there's the debate around gun control that usually follows. Do you think this will be sort of the same thing?
Probably. I mean, history indicates that this is what will happen. This will trigger new calls for gun safety measures to be instituted. One big question we have right now, of course, is where the gun came from. Was it legally purchased? But even if it was legally purchased, you do have calls for more gun safety laws, and that will be, I'm sure, renewed again. Mostly this is a division, Democrat, Republican. Republicans talk about Second Amendment rights, gun safety rights, gun rights rather. So this will come down to the usual division between Democrats and Republicans. But again, it's a tragedy. I think all sides will talk about that. But again, I don't think this is going to move the needle that much. There will be calls, but the calls will not result in any new major legislation, either in the state of Louisiana or nationally.
Yeah. So as you see it there, I showed that one. It's a little bit cleaner. The other ones are a little bit more emotional. I will show this one real quickly of the Shreveport Department chief speaking.
We are following developments out of Shreveport, Louisiana, where 8 children died in a mass shooting Sunday morning. During an update last hour, police said 2 women who were also shot are being treated for serious injuries. They're calling it a domestic violence incident. Journalist Steve Futterman is covering the story for us. Steve, what did we learn from that police update? The details of this story are just tragic.
They really are. And some people know the second location where he opened fire. The first location, he shot his wife. She's in very serious condition, but the 8 children were killed at a different location just a few blocks away. Some of them were killed, sadly, execution style, we are told. There was one other child who was able to escape, a 13-year-old. He was able to run on top of the roof and escape. One of the 8 children killed was killed on that rooftop. So just very, very disturbing facts. It seems that this was a domestic violence situation. Elkins had basically reached out for help around a few weeks ago, talking about his mental health conditions, asking God to guard his emotions, guard his mental health. This is one of the council members from the city of Shreveport. She talked about how we need to focus on not ignoring signs that there's domestic violence, domestic discord taking place. Take a listen.
Domestic violence is nobody's joke. It is real. And these are the residual effects of what happens if we're not paying attention. And it is a concerted, collaborative effort for us all to make. And you have to be intentional about that, because we are faced with a devastating tragedy.
So there you see it there. That's Crooked Tabitha Taylor, who her first initial speech was all about how she felt, that I showed Plug the other day when we got the 1181. But as y'all see, man, there were 8 innocent children who are now no longer with us. I understand that people want to talk about mental health, but they also talked about, if you go watch the councilman Tabitha Taylor talk about their history of domestic violence calls and domestic occurrences. Again, this is a situation of a man staying too long in a situation that they should not been in, which imploded and now calls for 8 innocent children who had nothing to do with your DV, nothing to do with your relationship or any of that, to now get to where we are today. And this is why I really wanted to do this last, because I think a lot of times when people hear me saying normalize walking away, we go to like a very concrete thought process. But this is what I mean about people need to know when to walk away. Because when people go through DV is a cycle. It goes through honeymoon phases. It goes through the bad, like it's a cycle. And it's one of those things that never stop. Obviously, they had like 7 kids together from the photo that they put up on social media. He had 7 kids with this one woman. So obviously they were going through honeymoon phases. They were still creating and procreating and having children. So there were moments of happiness and then moments of lows. With that being said, I do want to read something to y'all that I screenshot off of Facebook before it got deleted. This man was a service member in the National Guard. And this is his officer army. He called him an uncle. It was a white officer that he pretty much raised him all the way from his childhood until he joined the army. And they've been friends ever since. He called him uncle. And this is what he wrote. He said, "Yes, everyone, that was my house on national news. The mass incident that happened earlier this morning, 8 innocent baby children in City Grove, Shreveport, Louisiana, ended at my house in Bossier City. The suspect was a former young soldier of mine, and I've known him since he was a child. He called me uncle as I helped raise him without a father present. I have no involvement in the actual incident. The suspect went on a chase with the police to my residence after the taking of the lives. I guess looking for safety that he had in me as his adopted uncle and trusted officer. I had spoken with him just yesterday about his possible divorce. I didn't pick up any indicators of taking someone's life or his own, and I should have. I was totally unaware of all the events taking place this morning when my camera suddenly activated that was actively at my doorway. I went and I heard his voice, my nephew, and then he opened the door. Then I opened the door. Unknowingly, he was standing there with a short barrel rifle. He talked for a little under a minute, and then he put the barrel in his mouth, and then it was over. So I think all this, and the reason why I read it, not just to like talk about the story, but also we've been talking about our youth needs us. And a lot of people always talk about baby daddies and this and that. Well, this was a white man that had no association with the family, but just took this black man under his wing, raised him as a child, got him to join the military, and seen positive changes in the young man's life. And that's why we created 40 for 40, myself, Uncle Plug, Scotty, because it's going to take more people like myself, Uncle Plug, Scotty, Into Deep. It's going to take more older men to show you guys what it really means to be men, and to also let men know the right ways to leave situations. We have to stop normalizing tough moments. We have to stop normalizing it's okay to go through these type of headaches and this person to put you through these. No, we need to know when enough is enough, and it's okay to start over. So that's the biggest message I have for tonight when it says, "What's up, my boy KJ in here, man? What's up, Lucky? Lucky in this thing, man. Shout out Lucky, man. That's the biggest thing I have to tell people on this is that it takes a moment for us to grow up. Men have to do what's right. You have to do what's right by those around you. And it's okay to step away from a situation that is very toxic for you. Like, it's okay. Because if somebody would have told this young man after baby number 2 or 3 that, hey, man, I understand you love your kids, you care about her, but y'all having a lot of these situations, the cops are being called out to your house. I think the best thing for you to do is to just be a great father and separate from this situation. It's okay to walk away and not become a statistic taking your own life and also taking the innocent life of others. Because this is what I'm saying. Like, this all hopefully makes sense to everybody. We've been doing this series that the youth needs help. But there was somebody that didn't even look like this young man who was taking him under his wing. It doesn't matter about race. It doesn't matter. We need more men to step up and be positive people for those people. We have to. I appreciate people like Rigid. Again, I don't know how old Rigid is, but these questions he has, we have to be open to his perspective, his way of life, the way he thinks, because we don't know what 10 years is going to look like for Rigid. I'm just picking Rigid because he's the younger of the group. Even people like Tristan who come in here, shout out to Tristan. Like, we got people in these chats that really have life going on. I know everybody like to present a certain way, but life happens. You know what I mean? And I want y'all to know that if, regardless, myself, I can't speak for Flood, he'll speak for himself in a second, but I'll try to help you in any way possible. You know what I mean? Not saying my advice is going to always be the right advice, but I will tell you when you're in a situation that doesn't seem healthy for you. You know what I mean? So just something to think about, man. So we'll let Plug go first. Rain, get yourself together. We do not cry on no middleman. Go ahead, Plug. Go ahead, Plug.
You muted.
You muted, Big Dog. No, he ain't muted. He's just too far away. Yeah.
No, I'm muted.
Oh,
I was muted. My mic was muted. It's unfortunate that them babies had to lose their life. Like he said, yeah, I would definitely say that he been brewing that for a long time. And I can only imagine in a climate, a financial climate that we're going through right now with 8 babies, 8 mouths to feed, 10 mouths to feed. But I know people going through it by themselves. 1 kid, 2 kids. Like, I can only imagine what he's going through mentally. And anything when a man feels like he can't take care of his kids, it's amazing, man. It's amazing what men would do for their family. But when you can't, or you feel like you trapped and you can't, that's a horrible feeling, man. And I don't know what the dynamic of their relationship was, but whatever it was, them babies, casualties.
Yeah. And Plug, somebody got feedback. But Plug, I don't know if Lucky's still here. Lucky he from Florida. He a Florida boy. Fort Walton Beach.
Oh, North Florida. Okay.
Yeah. He a Florida boy through and through.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Used to dress just like you.
Yeah.
Lucky polo down, always polo down. For real.
How big a boy jeans you wearing? Hell no. You know they polo.
Okay. What you got for us, Rain? What you got for us? Trying to bring a little laughter into this moment. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was tough hearing that part that you read. Because I didn't know that happened. The last I heard was that the police ended his life. So that was tough hearing that. And of course it's tough hearing all these as well. And it just I've dealt with self-deletion throughout my family. I know several people who have done that. And it's hard when you don't know exactly why. And I think we know, well, here, of course, with the 8 children, stresses of life, and being in a toxic relationship, we don't know the dynamics of the relationship, but that can really weigh on somebody mentally. But I've never understood to the want to really just end everything, so it's tough for me to process, especially when it would have been different if it was just himself, but bringing along all of his children, I mean, and then on the possibility of unaliving both the women as well too. So there's just so many in one day.
She survived.
Yeah.
I would I didn't read the end. It's a little bit, I'll send it to y'all so y'all can read the end.
Yeah.
Because his uncle, or the gentleman who took him and raised him as a child, ended his note was something that I don't think a lot of people would be able to accept.
Mm.
But he also did state that he feels the kids are in a better place. And he said, I know some people aren't going to take that correctly.
Oh.
And we don't, and again, we don't know the whole story, right? We don't know how those kids are being treated. We don't know how they're being raised. We don't know if this gentleman was the one who was waving the white flag or crying wolf. And like, we don't know situations like, so that's why I just wanted to have the full conversation. But it's easy to look at the negative side of things, but I will really just like people to leave today's episode with understanding that it's okay to walk away. It's okay to be if somebody want to call you a quitter, it's okay. If somebody want to call you a deadbeat, it's okay. Only you know why you're walking away, and as long as you're walking away to be a better version of yourself, you must do that. We have to stop letting, again, this goes back to the Drake situation. We have to stop letting the contempt and pity of the world dictate what is okay for us to move forward. Because we are now allowing the lenses of others to dictate our downfall or our success. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people don't have your best interests in mind. So you have to remember that. It goes back to even the conversation that Plug had on the Real Spiel with Plug today. Loyalty looks different. And it looks different for everyone. And sometimes we just have to know what situations we're in, man. Everything tonight added up. Like everything. From Radar with Rain, from the Real Spiel with Plug, from us talking. I know people focused on the point that it was Drake, but this all summed up to one thing. You must do what's best for you. And we must do what's best for the youth. There go my boy Lucky. He said, say it again for the people. They don't get it, Lucky. They don't get it, Lucky. Y'all, we're going to have Lucky come up here. We'll tell him about our good old days in Albuquerque, Lucky. But people don't understand that you must always do what's best for you, and don't allow the critics and the thoughts of others to leave you in a situation that you're now going to feel like you're pushed against the wall. That's that's all I thought about when I was watching Hitman. Like, if you're a man that really care about other men succeeding, dog, it makes you look at life totally like me and Plug have a lot of discussions, dog. And like at my age now, dog, it's all about niggas winning, dog. My boy Lucky, he winning, dog. Like, I know he's winning. Like, I know his family's doing great. Like, I see it. I get to see, like, life is about winning, dog. And if the men around you ain't winning, dog, you need to take them under your wing and find out why they not winning. Because if you winning and your friends ain't winning, you ain't a good friend. Period. Like these conversations are deeper, dog. Like, our youth needs us, but our youth also need us as men to be better men so that we can lead them. And don't worry about what the masses are going to say. Like, it don't matter, man. Too Tight said it's not worth staying to the point. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Very sad. Very sad. He said I had to walk away, and Kendrick won. Yeah. He can win. He can win. He can win. He can win, man.
It's tough, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I was in nothing but gratitude last night, man. Straight gratitude, bro. Like, after watching that video with Hitman and seeing and just thinking about my weekend, man, and what happened, what transpired, my dog coming to see me, man. It's like, and then making plans for, later on, you know what I'm saying, bring my partners together, man. I was like, man, I was laid back in the chair like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I was in straight gratitude, bro. Like, nothing but happy, man. Nothing but happy, man. It's like, I can't allow. I got way too much love around me, man. I got way too much love around me. I got way too much respect around me, like, for real, to be shaken and stirred by something else, man. It's just, I'm lucky, man. I'm blessed and favored. I appreciate it. For real.
You got any closing remarks, Rain, before we let them go? Class say at this point, chat, I don't know what to do. It's real. This is real conversation right here. This is we took this from part 1 of the series, just kind of talking about baby moms and child support and custody court. Then we went to part 2. We watched the kids wilding out and this and that. My boy, my Lucky said, men today got to understand growth is cool. You better not be the same person from 10 years ago. Tell them, look, hey, it's a difference, dog. It's a difference, man. It's a big difference, dog. It's a big difference, man.
Mhm.
Telling you. But now we on part 3, man. This is gonna actually round off the series for the youth needs us, man. This is the finale for it, man. And this is why the youth needs us. Those kids, man, they're taken away early from us because even that one man that took him under his wing wasn't enough. We hear the analogy that it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village. It takes a village of men. You got to have more than one. I don't got all the answers, but I can go to Plug. Plug ain't got all the answers. He can go to Scotty. Scotty ain't got all the answers. We can go to Lucky. Lucky ain't got the answer. We can go to Classic. Classic ain't got it. We can go to In Too Deep. In Too Deep ain't got it. We go to Racehead. You know what I mean? It's a group. I think we look at this thing as just content, but we're building a community because we should eventually one day be able to all say, hey, bro, I got these young Plug talked about it yesterday. Hey, I got these 3 young men, man. They playing Little League football. Moms can't afford cleats, uniform payment, man. Hey, man, we need to gather up $600 so they can get their cleats, they pads. Cool, man. 60 people send $10. That's $10, dog. That's $10. That's how easy we can cultivate change in our youth. That one person who kept their word because daddy didn't keep his word, mama ain't keeping her word, she out in the club. That young man needs that one man or group of men who always keep their word.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to see change, it's about keeping our word. Loyalty at the end of the day, man. Real spill from Plug, man. Rain, you got anything for him?
No, I mean it's tough. This whole conversation, this whole episode was tough. We had some deep conversations, deep things that went on. So it's yeah.
Hey man, play some music, man.
Hey, we're gonna play our theme song, and then we're gonna finish off with something from Classic, and then we're gonna get y'all out of here.
You tapped in. This is no middleman. Hosted by souls. Where pressure gets applied. And results get respected.
We're gonna let it run one more time. We're gonna let it roll one more time, y'all. One more time.
Yeah. This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman. No middleman. No middleman. No middleman. No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flicks. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turn losses to losses, then flipped it to passion. No middle, no filter. No hand in my plate, if I want it, I'm going. I don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to turn the corner for a minute.
Like this song.
Classic.
This
At the
song.
intersection. I'm talking about.
Ride to in the car with the windows down.
Yeah. Came in without it, can't leave without it. Tired of being doubted, I'm trying to push. Wasn't getting no attention, worked so hard, they ain't had no choice but to look. 10 years in, still getting warm, built strong, you ain't have what it took.
Real life. You know if you built for the ride or not.
Yeah. They said I wasn't enough, still hear their voices in my head saying that I wasn't good. Now I see them out, look them in their eyes, they looking back and everything understood. Nike Tech, white ones, all winter, black diamond watch, they know that I'm good. Classic. I'm about to push like a broom. Boy, it's a sweep like a broom. What's understood gotta be explained when you the smartest person in the room. To my squad, I'm Gary V. B-class, don't phone home to check in, but I inspire like E.T. Yeah, I want it bad as I can breathe. You don't know the half about the team. By accident, got in the league. That's my cuz, all I mean. Automatic from the 3. I'm automatic on the beat. Coach loafers on my feet. White Moscato for the vibe. Incense for the peace. LeBron highlights playing. Then we switch to AD. Now it's greatness on the mic. And it's greatness on the screen. Show price 4K. Yeah, the bar is HD. Can't nothing kill me, I'm Achilles. Damn, I feel like KD. Built a solid foundation. Can't nobody say that they made me. The doormat on the mansion. Gon' say that you thought I was crazy. I'm from the land where they put it on kids. Everything God and
Yeah. Classic, send me that song. Send me that song. And that's how we do it here on No Middleman. Real conversations, raw perspectives, and no filter. And shout out to everybody who pulled up and added to the conversation tonight, whether you agreed, disagreed, or got your feelings challenged. We appreciate you for being part of the dialogue as always. If you enjoyed tonight's discussion, make sure you like, subscribe, share this stream on the rewatch, leave your comments, and of course, share it with somebody who's not afraid of real conversation. Make sure you go to all of our channels and subscribe to all of our channels. And don't forget, the conversation does not stop when this stream ends. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know where you stand. So until next time, for Souls of Thought, Uncle Plug TV, and your girl Soft Rain, we are signing off. Good night. And remember, the truth don't need a middleman.
Yeah. This ain't no handouts. No shortcuts. No middleman. No middleman. No middleman. No middleman. No middleman. No middleman, I get it direct. Pressure talk, I don't deal in the flex. Cut the line, I don't wait, I collect. If it's mine, I'ma claim my respect. No middleman, I move with intent. Boss moves only, every dollar was spent. No favors, no deals, no rent. Built from the ground, now the whole game bent. Started with a vision, had to cut the distractions. No handshake, just results and reactions. They was talking plays, I was making it happen. Turn losses to losses, then flipped it to passion.